Welcome back to another episode of America the Beautiful, coming to you live from the Shippensburg University. I am your host, Colin Arnold. I hope you had another great week, a good weekend with some beautiful weather, and we are back with the same very special guest for the first time in America the Beautiful history, having back-to-back guests on the show. But we had so much that we didn't get to cover the last time he was on. We had to bring him back to keep the momentum rolling. So please give a welcome to Mr. Aidan Brenize. How are you this evening?
Tired.
Tired?
Yeah.
Running around nursing it up today? Or
in class, yeah.
in class?
Yeah.
What
Just
was,
the
what was class today?
class today was poverty and
Ooh,
community health, super interesting. And then cardiac dysrhythmias, the
that's
dangerous
like
ones.
that's like two very different topics.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Or are they
we have
connected?
it's like all three classes are Monday.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's like boom, 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 shotgun Monday, and then it's like, all right, figure your clinicals out for the week.
So are they all three different classes?
Yeah,
Or
so one is, which is really ironic, a leadership class,
Mhm.
and then one's a community health class, and then one is like your actual med surge. So like, okay, let's actually talk about medicine
Yeah.
in only one of the classes.
So what do you learn about in the poverty other than poverty? Like what's the
Uh,
connection to nursing?
so like last big one, because we just had our exam, was all your like basics to community health and talking about, oh geez, everything from population to attack rate to modes of transmission, crazy stuff like that. You turn it like fomites and vectors. Like a
Yeah.
fomite would be like if I touch this, like the deck, and I just sneezed on my hand, that's a fomite now, and it's on there. And then if you touch it, a vector would be like if I coughed in your mouth, or like I'm a vector because I'm carrying it as well. A bunch of
Now I'm
it's a
kind of
bunch of
grossed
like
out.
the spread
Yeah.
of everything.
Now
I don't find those classes interesting. I like the
Yeah.
nitty gritty. Let's learn about the human body because
Yeah.
that's what our job is.
Well, I guess does that help you learn for like your own protection? Is that more why they do it, or is
Kind of,
it?
but it's also super annoying because we took microbiology sophomore year, and you're covering all the same stuff that you covered in micro.
Yeah.
Like it's modes of transmission. That was all microbiology. A lot of the math and like samples and population, and then you're figuring out your attack rate, your
Yeah.
morbidity, your mortality, everything like that. Like that's stuff that we've already done, and then they throw it at you again, and then they talk about like all the predisposing factors that can ruin somebody's health. Like poverty is one, which we hit today, and then we'll go through a couple more, and then the rest of community health talks about like your community health nurses and what they do.
Yeah.
So you think like the people that go door to door, when they go do like home visits and stuff like that for older patients on hospice. But yeah, not my favorite
Yeah.
class.
And what was the second class you said?
Oh, leadership. It's a
Like
nursing leadership
leadership?
class. Yeah.
Like what is that? What do you learn
I
about
don't,
that?
well, it's weird because I think they try and like do professional development classes for
Oh, okay.
like, which it's weird too because there's so many of these professional development classes. Like I've had two other ones, and it really feels like it could be condensed because you talk about how to take the NCLEX, what you got to do to sign up, where your license is applicable,
Yeah.
how the law affects you, what you're allowed to do, and then you talk about where you can go as a nurse, different departments, stuff like that, and then how to actually make a resume, how to do all this, which it's cool stuff for people that don't know how to do that or haven't done that.
You
But
already have
then,
your
yeah,
job lined up.
it's kind of frustrating where you're at that level of like, I'm in college, I'm an
Yeah.
adult, I've done this. And then they're like, all right, let's make you guys take exams on it.
Is there a hierarchy among nurses? Like
As
a
in
dumb question, but
like job realm, like what you do.
kind of. Is there like a head? Was the head nurse
Oh,
above or
so I mean,
something like
like if
that?
you're on a floor, like if you look at your normal med
Yeah.
surge floor, I mean, you're gonna have everything from like unlicensed aides. They're called
Okay.
UAPs, just like UFOs are called now, but
Oh.
unlicensed assistive personnel.
Yeah.
And then you have your CNAs, and then you have an LPN, and then you step up from that. You could say like RN with an associate's, and then you step up from that. You have an RN with a bachelor's, and then on every floor, which it'll probably just be an RN, you're going to have your charge nurse, which they rotate throughout the day. So you could be like a nurse with patients, or you could be a charge nurse. And then at that point, you're kind of managing the floor and all the administrative stuff that goes on at the same time. But if you're the charge nurse in a lot of local hospitals, like Gettysburg, for you, like the charge nurse on their med surg floor still has 5 patients and has to do everything else. And I feel so bad for her every time I'm in there.
Is it the same within, like, as an Army nurse? There's that same
Yeah, there's the
classification?
and then it depends too on where you go. So like for all of us Army nurses, we have to do a year med surg. So it's a 66 hotel. You have to do a year, which it's boiled into your CNTP program, so your clinical nurse transition program. You which is 6 months of your first year on med surg. You're getting oriented to Army and nursing in the real world all at the same time. And there's the same hierarchy on a med surg floor, but after that year is whenever you get that specialized time. So then you can be like, I want to go be a 66 Tango and work in the ER. And then there, it depends on where you're at. Your organization might be different. But you could also be like a BCT nurse, so a brigade combat team nurse. So like how brigades normally have like a physician, like a big doc that's in charge of all the docs. You'll just be a nurse that works for them at the brigade level, which is actually cool because you get to do field stuff.
Are you gonna become the Surgeon General one day?
No. My mentor, I was talking to him. He sounds like he's on that track almost.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
You could be on TV and tell us to wear a mask.
No, I think I think I'd be more of the take me back to the civilian ER, or I would fall back on, can I just landscape again?
Do they talk about COVID at all?
Yeah, I mean it's a huge thing that we reference a lot. Like, I mean, especially whenever you talk like that community health class where you're learning about epidemiology and all this other stuff with like disease control and how disease spreads and different populations affecting like in different ways. They use COVID, which I mean, it was for like looking at demographic effects of diseases. From COVID, you could see like, oh, well, this population got hammered because they're so disposed by these factors. So, I mean, it's a huge example for us, but in like clinical ways, it's not really anything crazy to everyone. It's just another respiratory disease.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Well, we will be right back with Mr. Aidan Brenize. Here is Bad Moon Rising. Mr. Aidan Brenize. So of the million things that he does, one thing we didn't get to touch on last week was he is the captain of the Ranger Challenge team, a exclusive team, part of the Raider Battalion. Tell us what it is.
So, big thing is we go and we train to compete at a competition at our brigade level, which is kind of your northeast. So you look at like Pennsylvania up at our little leg, and then we go and we compete at Fort Dix and various tasks and skills that you should have as a basic soldier. But here at SHIP, what we are is a select group that go through this year a short tryout period, only 3 days, and we PT harder, longer, more often than everybody else. And a lot of our PTs boil down to like technical skills. So we have 16 kids now. All of us are evenly dispersed through the grade levels. So we go by our like MS 1, 2, 3, 4 for freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. And we've got about 4 in each level. And then we all, like even this morning was just straight technical. We just talked about rope bridge and how we tie all of our knots to make a one rope bridge to do a low water crossing, and cook down the skills that we need to do, how we do it, what the order is, and we get that burn into a real easy, fast, replicable process so that we can execute that at the competition as fast as we can, because there we're gauged on time overall for most of our events and then accuracy. So big thing is weapons. We can't just pull weapons from anywhere that the Army uses, so we have to figure that out and resource that as a separate PT.
And you've been on the team. This is your 4th year now?
Yeah, this is my 4th year. Yeah, all 4 years. It's fun. Yeah, we have a way of picking. They kind of always like we even as seniors now we're like, that's going to be the captain in 4 years. So whenever I was a freshman, that was like already drilled into my brain, is like, you're going to be the captain, so you better get really good at this stuff. So
you're a dang good one.
Well, I don't know about that, but it's just a lot of planning.
Yeah. So, of all the different events in the competition, which one's your favorite, and then your least favorite one?
Oh, geez. I always really like O course,
Mm-hmm.
just because, and I wish we had a better way to train for it here, because it's not. That's just a personal one. Like I just love obstacle courses. I love technical and being able to figure out the best way to navigate through whatever obstacle it is and having to come up with it quickly. Like that's fun for me and my brain. Um, but we don't have a real easy way to do that for the whole team, which sucks. But for me personally, I love that one. My least favorite is probably, geez, grenades, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like we do the more technical physical ones, like your crucible and your burden, where it's really just carry heavy stuff, pick stuff up, walk 40 meters with it, turn around, walk back, and do that as fast as you can. But grenades is that one where it's like hit or miss. Like we can practice throwing grenades all we want, and then we get out there and it's just one mess up. Yeah, it's just, oh, I tweaked my shoulder on an event earlier, or some unpredictable variable whenever we're out there. So it's frustrating because it's not one that you can like hone in perfectly.
Yeah.
We're not a baseball team or a shot put team either, so
That's for dang sure.
Yeah.
And how are you hoping, if the competition takes place this year?
Oh yeah, so that's one. Yeah, so first, if it takes place or not, I guess. Government's shut down, so a lot of our non-essentials or people that aren't contracted with the military that don't have to work, so our government civilians that do all of the logistics for this event aren't going to be there.
Yeah.
So the event won't take place if the government's still shut down up to a certain suspense date before the competition. So we may or may not be doing all this training for no reason. But I always like to think that the glory of being on that team isn't, okay, we're going to competition and we're going to win, because we don't again, I hope we place middle of the pack. If we get first or second, it's all right, now let's train for Sandhurst, something that we've never been to as a school, which would be awesome to do that. But there's more opportunities for other schools in our brigade to go better represent second brigade than us, because we don't have the resources allocated to us to train as well as those schools do. But yeah, glory of this team is just, look, we produce kids who are more technically proficient than every other cadet in this formation, because everybody on RC gets extra hands-on time. They get the instructors that know what they're talking about. And then I love our cohesion that we end with. Like, that's my favorite part about competition, is not like, look at how good we did. It's, look at all the kids that grew so much closer because we're up every single morning for an hour. Now we're going to be up 2 times a day doing different PTs, and we get up sometimes even 2 hours earlier than the rest of the battalion to go out and PT. So it's just, it's fun to see those kids grow close to each other.
Well, even if, God forbid, the competition doesn't happen, we want it to happen. So if members of Congress are listening right now, get it together. That your leadership as captain helps lay the groundwork for the next generation of Ranger Challenge to do better and to know what it takes to be,
I think,
better at the competition.
That's something really weird to think about now that you say it, because I guess I never actually thought about that as a captain now. But whenever you show up to whenever I show up to PT in the morning, I'm not thinking about what am I going to do as a leader today. It's like, how am I just going to best enable you guys to do PT or get better at whatever we're doing? But looking back, a lot of the ways that I do the things I do now are because whenever I was a freshman, I looked at every senior that we had and how they ran things, especially our Ranger Challenge team. And I was like, that's what I want to emulate. Like, that really gets me going. Whenever I'm a senior, I want to be able to use that. Like, that's the tool bag part that we teach everybody. Like, have your little tool bag that you can keep putting these little leadership traits in. But I guess I never even thought that I'd maybe put off something that some dude 4 years ago taught me.
Yeah. And it's a young team too. I mean, think about it. There's only, what, 3 of us seniors on it?
Yeah.
And the rest are all underclassmen, so it's a very young team that they can take what they learn now, whether the competition happens or not, run with it.
It's
Do
nice.
better.
Yeah, and I think I'm super appreciative of having you and Mikey,
Mm-hmm.
particularly having you there as somebody else to facilitate it. Like I have in the past, we've had captains and co-captains that don't really know what they're doing. Like you have one super sharp guy, and then the other guy's just there to exist as a senior.
Yeah.
But this year, it's a lot more of, oh, I can say, hey, can you take care of this? I'll take care of this, and we can both hit different fronts of education.
Yeah.
Because I know I have somebody else sharp beside me, which is super nice.
Aww.
I know,
I'm
aw.
gonna cry.
But it's just it's super nice, like
No one's ever called me sharp
having that duo is
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
Yeah, it is fun. It is fun. Well, we will be right back. We got any song requests? Any song requests
Far Away
coming?
by Candlebox.
Ooh, that's a good one. Are you a big was that would be 90s?
It's like that 90s 2000s,
Yeah,
that whole grungy area.
that's kind of your thing. What was it called?
Far Away.
Far
Candlebox, yeah. Or I could just sing.
You could do.
So while that song was playing, I grabbed the table and spun it 180 on Arnold, and now I get to ask him a couple questions here.
How the turntables.
Yeah.
Turn.
So you have absolutely hammered me with stuff that I've done, but let's talk about you.
Yeah.
So freshman year, you didn't go here.
Yeah.
You went to
Mount St. Mary's University.
And what'd you think?
Yeah, it's a beautiful school, but their ROTC program wasn't. It was a branch school, so you had to travel to McDaniel College, which was like 45 minutes away. And that got. I mean, we did PT and stuff at the Mount, but you did travel for like labs and other stuff, and that just got annoying. And the people weren't totally the best. But I did meet one of my best friends at the Mount, and it turns out he lived like 4 miles from my house, like our whole lives, and I never knew it.
Did he go to Gettysburg?
He went to Delone Catholic school.
Okay.
And so we were just never knew each other. And then, but actually, when I was at the Mount, I was the freshman class president.
Were you actually like of the universe? Like
yeah, of the freshman class of 2026, and and then I dipped out.
But then you came here and shot higher. So
Yeah,
what was that transition like? Because I mean, I know I like met you immediately when you transferred here, but what was it like for you in the moment coming here?
I was very nervous because it was like I was kind of going back and forth if I could either just suck it up and stay at the Mount because I've already been there a year, I know people, or leave it all behind and start brand new at Shippensburg. But luckily, I knew Mr. Newton, who he was the JRTC instructor at my high school, and I had known him, so I called him up. And how I kind of knew it was meant to be was he was like, "I got you, brother. You're coming here." And I was like, "All right, I feel better." But I was still nervous coming in, and then got here, and everyone was so cool. And
Yeah, you kind of like we were we were 7 slices, and you were number 8, and kind of slid right in. But it was pretty sweet.
Honestly, like the Ranger Challenge team helped me a lot. Like trying when I came here and then tried out for that, like that really helped me. I don't want to say like got me the in, but kind of did.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean what's that show like with just Army and physicality? Like if you come in and you're just like,
well, that's another thing. Was like when I was at the Mount, man, I hardly exercised. I didn't really exercise that much, and like I did all sports in high school, and then kind of went first year. I think I scored maybe a 500 on the ACF team.
You're joking.
No, I was like maybe 510.
Because you came here and you've been like record holder.
Yeah, well, that was like I was like that was partially over that summer the summer in between that I left them out. I was going to Shippensburg. I I got like a plan from the Gettysburg Performance Gym, and like they helped me and whatever, and then came to Shippensburg, and I think the first one I scored was like a 560 or something. So like having a 60-point jump.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Kind of going up from there. But yeah, definitely being fit helped me. I mean, that helped me get on the Ranger Challenge team.
Yeah. And then
fit in
the
right
ball
away.
throw just held you down still.
That was the only
Yeah,
thing. And then they got rid of it.
and then you just but then you came to ship, you transferred, and then we got you on the RC team. And then what did you do that like everybody knows Mr. President for?
Well, so it was
Have you talked about that on the radio before?
not really. I don't think.
Yeah,
I've
then
really
you should
really
explain, because that blew my mind when I was like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my goodness."
Yeah. So that was we got back from winter break, and I was walking through the Cub, and they had an advertisement on the TV that said apply to be the student trustee. I was like, oh, what's that? Because I was already a part of the student government, but I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I can't say bad things about it or I get in trouble, but I didn't like it. And I was like, well, I can either continue in this, or I was trying to find something else. And then I ran into that ad in the Cub. And so I looked it up. And so the student trustee, of course, on the council of trustees at Shippensburg, they're like the advise and consent body of
Yeah.
the university. So they advise the president, and they actually make decisions, kind of like raising prices, lowering prices, building new buildings. And then each of the council members has, big backgrounds and stuff like that and connections. But there's always one student member that they put on. And so I was like, all right, I'll apply for it. And it was due literally like 2 days after I saw it. So I put asked for an application and wrote it up real quick and sent it up, and didn't hear back for like a month or two. And then they were like, all right, we're going to schedule an interview with you. I think everyone got an interview. And I interviewed with most of the council, and then didn't hear back for another month or so. And I remember I was walking, I ate at Century at Old Main, and I was walking back, and I was walking along the stairs along Kreiner, and I got this call from a number I didn't know. And I picked it up, and it was the then current student trustee, and she was like, yeah, you got it. And I met her, when I met her, and she was kind of blunt about it. She was like, I was kind of shocked that you got it. I was like, oh, really? She's like, I didn't back you. I was like, oh, well, thank you.
But
she was helpful with the transition and whatever. But
yeah, but I think it only, it showed us, all right, look, this guy's pretty freaking awesome, and then it only amplified with holy influence.
Yeah.
This semester alone has been eye-opening for me. One, watching you speak at graduation, I was like, whoa, he's well-spoken. He knows what he's doing. He can write a speech. It was like future politician type stuff that I was looking at. But then it was everything that we've done. Like, here, I'll let you talk about this semester, because you roped us into a lot, in a good way, in a super good way. But it's pretty awesome, the stuff that you've been able to pull off.
Yeah. We had the breakfast at the Martin House with President Patterson and his wife. They hosted us. So we had PT that morning, and State Senator Greg Rothman came and did his PT with us, and he represents the Cumberland, Perry, and Dauphin County, part of Dauphin County. And so he came and did PT with us, and then gave us a little pep talk, which was cool. And then we had breakfast at the president's house, and it was a good morale booster.
Definitely.
We brought the 9/11 ceremony back, and our fearless BC, Aidan Brenize, gave a good speech, awesome speech. And that was good to bring that back, because at that point it was only there was an agreement to only do the ceremony every 5 years.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's stupid. And we worked to bring that back. And I think just overall bringing more spotlight to the program, because I think a lot of people don't realize what the cadets actually do.
Yeah.
They see us run around in our uniforms, whatever. They're like, oh, that's weird.
Even that thing that you, the diversity thing that we did, that we just read in the paper there, this semester alone, I think it's greatly because of your influence, have we been drawn out of the shadows of the dudes that do PT in the morning and look weird and then wear uniforms on campus to, oh wait, these guys do real things, because now we're in the public doing actual things, like ceremonies, like eating at the president's house, like pitching what it is to be a cadet and what we do and what we're going to be.
Yeah.
So.
Because if you think about it, just look at yourself alone. Okay, you're a student, but on top of that, you're a nursing student, and then on top of that, you're a ROTC cadet. cadet. But then on top of that, you're the battalion commander. So it's like all these things. And you look at all the other cadets in the program and they're students, but then they have real leadership positions. Like
Yeah.
you just look at Baylor Reese, like he's in charge of all the operations and supplies and stuff, and getting that here and this here. Like,
well, then it draws me into think about you or Koonsman or just about a majority of our cadets really who are all involved in club sports or have multiple clubs that they're members of. Most often they hold some position in that, whether it's treasurer, secretary, or president or vice president. And like you, with board of trustees and stuff like that. But there's so many things that every cadet does.
Yeah.
Well, even our freshmen now, football, tennis, track, like it's ridiculous to count the amount of different lives that these kids live, and there's no recognition of that. The most they get is, why are they wearing camo to class?
Or we have that here.
Yeah.
But the trustee position I think has been extremely eye-opening. You can see the good, bad, and ugly of running a university. But then it's also helped me make so many connections. I mean, just today I was in Harrisburg all day with State Senator Greg Rothman's office and getting to see, like I get to sit in on a Senate committee hearing about AI and stuff like that. And like actually, I got to meet your academic provost from Penn State.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, he was there. He testified.
Who is he?
I don't even know how to say his name.
Oh, is it Doncheski?
No, it was like the head at Penn State main campus.
Oh, okay, then I have no clue.
He'd be your
probably they condensed and sucked all that in.
Yeah, but he testified. It was really interesting, and then they went into session and get to see all that.
That's pretty sweet. See, that's crazy stuff to me. The amount of extended influence that you've done, and then I think pulling it back to the battalion, it's. I mean, even next semester, what you're going to get to do. Good luck. I want to hand you the torch now.
I saw that they were going to give out the
leadership. Well, I mean, you already knew since last year what spring semester is going to look like.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been really amazing. And I think part of the reason I didn't come to Shippensburg at first was because both my parents graduated from here.
Yeah.
My grandpa graduated from here. My cousin currently goes here too. We're in the same year. And I had so many cousins and uncles that went here too.
Yeah.
So it was like a teenage rebellion thing to be like, I'm not going to Shippensburg.
So have you picked the spot then around campus where you're going to build the Arnold Memorial?
I mean, we've counted it, and I think there's like 15 direct family members who have gone to Shippensburg University.
Yeah, that's insane.
But now I've been here, I've been able to be a part of that legacy, but also make my own path.
Yeah, which I think you definitely did.
Yeah, which I think that makes it cool, and that's kind of what I was worried about at first. But
yeah,
I want to do something different than that. So that to me, that naturally might go to a different school. But
for sure, you're doing something different.
I'm glad I came here to meet you and so many amazing people.
Oh my goodness!
All right, is it time for a song?
Yeah, I think it is.
All right.
I need to breathe.
Yeah, that was good. You need to take over the show.
Enough about what I've done over the summer and different things. I still want to keep flipping it on Arnold and talk about his summers here.
Feels so special.
It's just fun for me to do this. So we'll cover last year first.
Yeah.
The summer after your sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you get to first?
So first was actually airsoft school at West Point.
That's right.
And that was didn't end the way I wanted it, but at least I can say I was at West Point, which was pretty cool.
What'd you think of West Point?
It was kind of dumpy actually. Hopefully they're not listening and I get in trouble. But they had to stay in the dorms.
Yeah.
And they were really bad.
Did you guys have like a sponsor cadet that you were with at West Point, or did you guys? No, it was like your whole class
was with 2 West Point cadets.
Okay.
And they were actually pretty cool.
What'd you think of the dining hall there?
The dining hall was the coolest.
Yeah.
Because we sat right in front of that famous mural painting on the wall, and like they would serve us, but we still had to do it in like the West Point fashion, where you have to pass it around the table, and you can't eat until everyone and whatever. And so that was neat. But then it was the actual Black Hawk or the Black Hats from Fort Campbell. Right?
Yeah.
So they were from there, and yeah, it was a rough
They
experience.
I've heard rumors about them at West Point. The team that goes there, because the Black Hats at Campbell operate in teams.
Yeah.
There's team 1, 2, and
Mhm.
3, and that's how they rotate. But whenever they get a team that they have to send up to West Point, one of them just gets pulled and they go up there, and they're not normally happy about that.
No, they told us right away that they hated being here. They didn't want to be here, and yeah, it was a challenging experience. Even though it didn't end the way I wanted it to, I still look back at it and am proud of myself for because the rucks. I mean, you were going straight up the mountain.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like a normal rucks here. I mean, I've never come that close to heat catting before.
Really?
Yeah,
And the heat up there is weird, isn't it?
It was very humid. You would wake up in the morning and you just see the steam come off the Hudson, and you're like, oh gosh. But they did say that Billy Joel has a house on the other side.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember that one point there. They have a little monument on the other side of that intramural field, right outside of the dining facility, and they would talk all about the cannon positions from back whenever West Point was like West Point, the fort, and it was really interesting. But I do think it's pretty, but
not to go to air assault school. I would not recommend.
Yeah, and then after air assault, what did you turn around and do?
So then I had I was on a low after air assault school, but then I went to Fort Riley, Kansas, to intern with the Office of Staff Judge Advocate, and I was like, oh, what's in Kansas? The only thing that's in Kansas is Dorothy.
Yeah.
Wizard of Oz, and that was it.
It's flat.
But then I got there and I loved it. It was awesome out there. And working with the JAG office was cool. You got to see a different perspective of the Army.
Yeah.
And we would be, it was with a captain, and they were currently waiting to go after a soldier who had beat his wife or something.
Yeah.
But they couldn't go after him right away because they were sometime they had to wait, or they'd separate him and his wife. And there goes this soldier, walks right by us. He's like, that's him. And I'm like, ooh, that's a bad man that just walked right by me. But then, because I rotated through military justice, administrative law, and national security law, I think military justice and national security were the coolest. We got to go sit on a top secret. Well, maybe it wasn't top secret because I didn't have my top secret. It was a secret meeting, and learn about sustainment, the sustainment units, and how as the Army changes and our wars become more large scale combat, how you best support the front lines with sustainment. Because now you have drones, so they can just drop it.
Yeah.
So how do you have headquarters? Well, they looked at the Russia-Ukraine war, and Russia was setting up huge talks, and they had their generals there, and Ukraine would just drop a drone bomb on them, and that'd be it. And so the U.S. Army's looking at, okay, we got to keep it in a small little jeeps, and so you can quick fold it up and leave and move. So that was neat. And then the people there, my mentor or whatever you call him, he was awesome, and they would take us around. I got to go all over Kansas, and it was a really neat experience.
How does that internship relate to what you want to do down the line? Possibly one of your
So I would love to go JAG, I think, eventually. One thing that I did notice at the JAG internship is most of them went straight college to law school, and then
they direct commission.
Yeah.
Okay.
Direct commission. And it was weird, as a cadet, I had more field experience than they did. And so that, I don't say it rubbed me the wrong way, but it also was while I'm young, I kind of want to do,
Yeah. That's familiar in the medical field. You run into direct commission all the time.
And so, I applied, I've applied for the educational delay and still waiting to hear back. But there's the FLEP program, which you would do later in so I would just say I go field artillery or military intelligence or something, kind of get that real world Army experience.
Yeah.
And then you can apply through that program, which is the funded legal education program. And then the Army pays for you to go to law school. And then you had all that Army experience, and then you go in and do JAG. which is cool. And I'm not
I
saying
didn't even know about that.
Yeah, I'm not saying like JAG isn't real Army experience, but it is very different and unique
Than like
within
line.
the Army. Yeah.
Which that's actually super comparable to medical because we
Yeah.
do. I mean, you could do ed delay, and I could go do something else for higher ed. Or whenever you're in, you can do your field time. You can do your field experience. Even medics can do it. Like 68 Whiskeys can go in and do their time, and then they can apply to the IPAP program and go to PA school after they've done field time.
Yeah,
that's
so
pretty
there's
sweet.
A lot of options.
But is that ultimate end goal is probably ending up in the JAG realm?
I think so. It's a goal, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go with the flow. I kind of take every opportunity that comes my way and run with it.
Yeah. That's good, though. That's a mentality that a lot more people, I think, need to have because a lot of people are not directed towards something. Yeah. So then along the way, they just kind of putz and don't really look for meaning in what they're doing.
I got another quote.
What's that?
By Mr. Dwight Eisenhower.
Let's hear it.
Plans are useless, but planning is essential. So he gets it.
I don't even know where you pull them from.
I don't know.
I feel like there is a little book that you open up in your brain and you're like,
I do have
oh, yeah, that one applies to this scenario. It makes me jealous. And then this past summer.
Yeah, so I had camp this summer, which I actually really enjoyed camp. I didn't think I would. Like, I was extremely nervous going into it.
Yeah.
But, like, the people in my room, the 8 of us in a room, and then the people in my squad and platoon, they're, like, some of the funniest people I've ever met in my life. Like, I have never consistently laughed so hard in my life before. Like, and it was weird. I would not have expected of doing it there. And so that made the whole camp time go quicker.
Yeah.
And it still sucked. Like, it sucked, definitely. But it made it a lot better and was fun. I still reach out to that kid. I mean, he was probably the funniest kid I've ever met. And, like, he wouldn't try to be funny. It was just like he would do
just the stuff that he did.
And then I was at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. So the internship was through the Field Artillery Museum. And I should probably not say this on air, but the guy who oversaw us was a big turd.
Yeah.
Like, not a nice man. But it helped us. I got really close with my roommate.
Yeah.
And he grew up he was born in Guatemala, grew up in China, graduated high school in Vietnam. So, like, I learned more from him than anything. And yeah, it was I actually really liked Oklahoma too, because I was like, ew, what's in Oklahoma? But I really liked
Again, another flat state.
Yeah, really flat. Well, that was the weird part. It was really flat, except where Fort Sill is. Like, you have the Wichita Mountains right there.
Yeah.
And, like, we would go hiking, and then you just see herds of bison.
Oh, that would be sweet.
Longhorns, and it was amazing. And I like a cool historical perspective of the field artillery that made me appreciate it even more.
Yeah.
And we got to talk with current second lieutenants going through BOLIC and meet with them and kind of see what they were going through. And it's one of the harder BOLICs, but it was very rewarding. Math. Yeah, a lot of math, which I'm not good at, but it was so cool what they were doing.
What'd that make you think of field artillery as a possibility?
I actually I'm more considering it. Like, I was like, I've interviewed for it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Where'd you rank it in your?
Like, straight up, I have it like number 4 or 5.
You got armor above that?
I have it. No, I field artillery above armor.
Oh, really? Yeah. What's your ranking look like? Because I don't have to rank.
Yeah, my top's military intelligence, and then military intelligence, branch detail, FA, armor, and then a Bradso, and then I get like logistics.
What are you gonna do if they pull that Bradso? Army says, "Come here, we're taking you for extra time now."
I'm like, all right, I'll go with it. We'll see what happens. But yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, you're a very busy individual as well, and I think you don't put that off a lot.
Yeah,
because you look a lot more cooler, calmer, collected than I do a lot of times. It's fun to see you flustered in the only sense that it makes me think, oh, Arnold is human.
Yeah,
because there are a lot of times where I'm like, man, I'm so busy and I have all this stuff I'm doing. And then I turn around and I'm like, well, this guy's busier than me and way more collected than me.
Oh, trust me, I've had my meltdowns. It's okay.
I know. Just make them in front of me so I feel better. Yeah. No, I'm excited to see you next semester. So, next semester, BC. How do you feel about that?
Is that confirmed?
Yes.
Just tell everyone.
Yes.
Yeah,
Are you excited?
I am very excited about that. If it's true, of everything that I've done, that's what I'll be most proud of.
I think I'm most excited to see your style of leadership in that aspect.
Yeah.
Like getting to actually play it out. Because when we talked about it there the other day in the car, and I think I'm beyond excited to watch you do it.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
it's
I'm gonna be coming to you for
no,
some
no, no, no,
advice
no,
and
no. I'm not
assistance.
like a yeah. I don't know if I've set the best precedent. That's why I'm excited to see somebody else do it. Somebody else that I respect do that job
Yeah.
and probably crush it is going to be pretty exciting.
We'll see. We'll find out. We'll have you back on, and you can do a review.
No, I don't
We'll
think
do a
that's I
review.
don't think that's going to happen because I won't have anything but like absolutely what I'm saying now to say
Yeah.
then.
We'll have it back on. All right. Well, we got to play America the Beautiful now.
Yeah.
You know why I'm so calm, cool, and collected?
Why is that?
Because I love America. America the Beautiful. He also has one of the best renditions, but not as quite as good as Frank Sinatra. But Mr. Brenize, any closing remarks? Any shout outs you'd like to give?
I'm beyond happy to be on a second time. I know a vast majority of my family is listening and was excited about the last time. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to be on again because it's exciting to make them happy by just being on here with you and talking about how great you are now.
I know how the turntable.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
It was a nice twist.
Yeah.
Well, we'll definitely have you back on sometime, maybe later this semester, definitely next semester, to do a check-in and see all the other things you're up to and how they're going. But thank you. Again, a good shout out to Mr. Henry Mole, who's in the back recording for our Spotify. So if you miss an episode, we're on Spotify and YouTube, America the Beautiful. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a great week and stay safe, enjoy the weather, and God bless America. I'm your host, Colin Arnold.